Hello, my name is John, and I'm a solo indie developer. I've been working on my game Titan Moon for about a year and a half now, and it's a virtual reality game planned for the Meta Quest 3, designed in a Metroidvania style, in a sci-fi setting. And I wanted to start a series of videos where I show how the mechanics behind my game actually work and the tricks and techniques I used to achieve the final result you can see. This one focuses on climbing, which involves many different aspects. And as you can already see in the background, this is how it looks in the game. But now I will show you what's really happening behind the scenes. So we are inside of Unity right now, and this is a little scene where I can test out my stuff. Everything is pretty simple. We have really bright colors that makes it a lot more easier for me to understand what is going on in here. And I would say let's just jump into the virtual reality and hit play. It takes a moment. And okay, so now we are in the virtual reality. And the first thing you can't see what I am seeing. No, you can see my body. Oh, that's me. That is my arm rig. But that's not bad for perspective, because the first thing you realize is we have those oranges here. And these are actually the real controller positions. So my arms are kind of smooth lerping behind them. And the reason why I did this is because we have a more slow-paced game feeling. You feel a little bit more heavy, and it makes everything a little bit more peaceful and quiet. But it don't has to be too much, because if it is too much, you will have the feeling of latency, and you don't want that. So now I will show you what I am seeing. This is the in VR perspective. Hello, so there you see those hands. Okay, so let's start with the climbing. Basically, the base principle is really simple, but we have a lot of different steps. So the first thing is we have a collider here. This whole bar here is a collider, and when I touch it and I pull the trigger down, I will have the snap. And what is going on right now is pretty simple. I have my controller, and when I move my controller to the right, the character controller will move to the left. So we have a inverted transform here. And same thing for the other side, or up and down. So I move my hand up, and the controller is going down. I move my hand down, and the controller is going up, or the player controller is going up. Okay, so another thing is, you maybe know from other climbing games, like the Climb, that you always have an active climb hand. So you can see when I'm touching this right now, the last hand who touched the collider is the active hand. So now my right controller is controlling the player controller. And now when I retouch this is the active hand, and now this is moving the player controller. And you can see my real hands here. So the controller is snapped, or the hand are snapped at that point, but when I'm moving my hand far enough in that direction, I will lose it, right? So you can see it here too. Whoop. So we have a natural feeling, and we can work with that. Another thing you maybe realize is this cube up there. And this cube will always change its position to the active climb hand. And this cube is a point where I can lerp the player controller to go to cross the edge, to go really on top of the surface when I hit a little velocity. So up, I'm up, and up, I'm up. I will change this because I realized that the last position of the hand is not the best lerp point. I would change this to the position of the player hat or the camera if you want. So what we have here is a much more simpler technique. These are just climb points. So we can just grab there, but this the same principle. We have a custom animation for it. But there's a difference. We have a purple colored climb point here. And the reason is because this is an edge. This is a top point. And up there is the cube where we will lerp to when we let off that top climb point. Okay, now I touched the edge, but it's the same principle. Okay, so here we have a climb bar. And this is basically really another technique because we have a direction on which we will grab that bar. And you can see we have that yellow stripe here, and this is the reason is that the bar actually rotates every time I touch it or I snap it to the direction of the hand where it snaps. So we have the possibility to have really always the right direction from up, from down, and we can also switch the hand and rotate it that way. So this is really cool. Okay, so now we have another climb bar, and you see the color is different, and the reason for that is that it is a top climb bar, which means we have another lerp point to go there, and whoop, we're here. So now we have something really cool, and this is a slide bar, and that cube you're seeing right here is basically some like a little train, and we will be a short time passenger of that little train. As long as we touch it, we go there, I can change hands, and whoop, I'm already down. We also have a lerp point here because at the beginning I always felt through the ground, and that was not that cool. Okay, so let's slide down, whoop, and whoop, I'm here. So the last thing I'm going to present you is climbing on movable objects. And the reason why I highlight this is because I had a lot of problems with it. Because you usually use a technique for that called transform translate. But I have a lot of rigid bodies and stuff like that. And so a lot of things didn't work well. So I decided to make my own way and work with a structure of hierarchies, and basically just working with local coordinates and transferring them to the controller or the player controller. So yeah, this is it. We can climb on movable objects. I think this is like the base for climbing and what's going on behind the scenes. So I hope you liked it, and if you liked it, please leave a like, and yeah, I would really love to continue this project. So if you leave a follow, that will help me a lot. Thank you.